Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining. Thank you for being here. I do apologize for the sick voice and the just roll out of bed face. Both are current situations. So, but today is all about our trainer, Candice Maxim. She is going to talk to us about marketing. Candice has done an amazing job of, I'm going to have to mute that because that will get a little annoying. Um, all the dinging. Sorry about that. All right. Candice has done such an amazing job at how she really markets her products. I just watched her go through her Madison launch, you guys. You should have seen how she hyped that up, how she did those pictures and those posts and really got her group just excited about it. Even the solid heathered ones that are so hard to move. She does a fabulous job with it. So I asked her to come talk to us about some of her tips and tricks and her sorcery. And I know that we can learn so much from her. So thank you for your time, Candice, and I will hand it over to you.
Thank you. So a quick disclaimer. I do not consider myself 100% an expert on anything. I'm always learning and always trying to better myself with marketing specifically because I do feel like it's so important. I do have kind of a voice situation going on, so I apologize for my voice. But I do have a plan, so I'm going to stick to the plan. I have a list and I am scatterbrained, so if I go off topic a little bit, bear with me. Okay, so the first thing, I'm going to kind of go in the list of marketing yourself, marketing your group, and marketing your product. The first one I wanted to talk about is marketing yourself. So for the very most important thing with marketing yourself is communication. You're going to want to be a really good, positive communicator with your customers through your group. So one thing that I see a lot of with all groups I'm in, so when I first got into LuLaRoe, I was one of those crazy people who joined like 1,000 groups because I was obsessed with leggings. So, I wanted mommy and me sets, so I felt like it was necessary to join every group out there to find them. So, but anyways, I see a lot of groups, like not even just our team, but also like outside of our team. And so I've been watching people for a really long time and what they do, what I like and what I don't like. And that's the other thing. With anything that I tell you guys today, take what you can, learn from it. If there's things that you don't like you don't have to do them. This is just all for you guys to learn. So you want to take what you can use, just throw out what you can't use. But if you learn anything, it's always a good thing. So one thing that I see, though, a lot in groups is people constantly like apologizing all the time for, their kids or, they were late to a live and so they're sorry they're late to a live. If you can at all try to, I saw a post a couple weeks ago that Phil did in Team Unicorn Wranglers, and he talked about being positive and communicating in a positive way. So not like, oh my gosh, life is grand, it's unicorn land, but instead, just changing the way that you talk to people. Instead of apologizing for being late, be like, thank you so much for coming. We're so excited that you're here. We appreciate your patience. Instead of saying, I'm sorry, my kids are sick, my husband's annoying me, something if you're able to positively communicate within your group, that's going to really help people want to be there. People already know all of the negative things in life. They already know that things are frustrating, their kids were sick or whatever. They want to come to your group to have a fun time, to be in a fun place. So try to make it a fun and positive environment. Is going to help your group be a fun place, and place somewhere they want to come and want to check back in and see what's going on with you. I am always excited about everything. I probably use the word excited 500 times a day, but I am. Most of the things I am excited about. I am excited about my Madison launch. I am excited about the brand new Sarah I got in. That's fabulous, just like Lisa, just saying. So Be excited. Like, don't come into your group and be like, I'm so tired, or like, just, my kid wouldn't nap today. If you can at all keep it a positive place to be, that's something where they're going to want to be. So, okay. And then also, when you're posting a lot, sometimes things will work. We've talked about this a lot in the team chats and trainings and things like that. Things will work and things won't work. You'll do a lot of things and it'll bomb. And that's okay. Like, it is totally okay for you to put stuff out there and you think it's going to be amazing and it bombs. It happens. But the biggest thing is to come back the next day and be excited again, and come back and do it again with the exact same excitement, and it won't bomb the next day. A lot of times, like, and I know Natalia can tell you, I can tell you, I have had great days where I sell a ton of stuff. The next day I sell nothing. I'll come back the next day and then I'll sell a lot of stuff. So just being consistent and positive all the time is really going to probably help your group a lot. So then on to marketing your group. I would say, like, one of the biggest things, and I was talking about this before we went live, but I would just watch a training, and I'm going to link it in the event, I guess it is, but it's done by Rebecca Spillman in Team Unicorn Wranglers, and she talks a lot about marketing and different techniques that she uses, and it was very, very helpful to me. I've added a few tidbits into what I'm talking about today just because I felt it was so important and things that I hadn't necessarily thought of. One of the things that I know we've talked about, but I don't consistently think about it, and that's who's in your group. Who are you talking to on a regular basis? You need to think about who, when you originally added all of these people, who is in your circle? Like, do you have mostly moms in your circle? Do you have mostly girls that are, like, maybe single girls in your circle? Do you have just who is in your group? Like, do you have maybe older ladies in your group that are not moms? Like, who are you talking to on a regular basis? If you can pinpoint who those people are and try to relate to them, that's where you're going to really start seeing your group engagement go up a lot. I know for me, I do have quite a few moms in my group, but I have a large group, so I have a lot of people in my group. So I try to make things pretty general so that it doesn't, in my specific group, I don't want to narrow it down too much to where I'm like, I'm talking to only moms when there's people who don't have kids. So you kind of, there's somewhere in there you have to find a balance. But if you can kind of get a general idea of who you're talking to within your group, that's going to also help you to market and know how to market. With marketing and who's in your group and all of that, if you can think of, I a lot of times like to look at current events to kind of judge on how I'm going to market things. I know that, for instance, one of my Lula babies was launching, and she did a great post that I thought was amazing, and it was just talking about. Sorry, I had a text. It was talking about how the giraffe, April, and how who's going to have the baby first? Is it going to be, am I going to launch? Am I going to launch my group? Uh-oh, I paused. Am I going to launch my group first, or is April the giraffe going to have the baby? It's just kind of a funny current event that you're able to talk about in your group. So things like that, if you can find things like that are relevant, and then that also, that a lot of people are on social media. So social media is where April is. So it's going to probably apply to a lot of people. So if you can find things like that to post about, that's going to really help too. Okay. Be willing to change. So this is something that is kind of tough for everyone. We all do this. We get into kind of a weekly groove of how we like to do things. And it's comfortable to us. And that's good. That's normal. And it's good to be consistent. But at the same time, you have to kind of be able to evaluate what is going on within your group, see what things are working, what things aren't working, and be willing to change that and to change it drastically. And it is not always comfortable. So, and that's okay. Like one of the things that I know for us, I had been doing a lot of shop the boxes, and something that I've noticed recently, I don't know what the reason is, but I have not had a lot of traction in my group specifically, and maybe find in other groups. In my group, I was noticing that I got very little engagement on my live videos. And so I was like, something has got to change. I need to stop doing these shop the boxes because people just don't care anymore in my group. So that was something that I was comfortable with. It was on my calendar or on my schedule twice a week to open my box. And it kind of flowed really well with my lives that were going on. It worked great with my schedule, but my group didn't like it. And I felt like I was wasting time. And so as much as I didn't want to do it, I took it off the schedule. I was like, and that was the first time I'm doing that is this week. And I have to say, this week to last week, I probably doubled my sales, which I don't know if it's a coincidence, but I've changed things up pretty drastically. And I've also started selling more, but or putting myself out there a little bit more. But I've noticed a big, big difference in just making a drastic change. So being willing to change, and also being willing to ask questions. If I hit a lull in my sales in general, the first person I'm going to right there. I'm asking Miss Natalia, because Natalia is my sponsor. I go to her and I'm like, what can I do? I need to change it up. And sometimes she doesn't always tell me things I want to hear, but I got to be willing to listen to it. The things that I don't like to hear, that like, that thing that you're doing, it's probably not working. And that's hard to hear. It's hard to hear when you have, when you're trying so hard and you're already putting so much effort into your group and your time and everything into LuLaRoe. When you have someone tell you that something's not working, it's not always like the most pleasant thing to hear, but it's necessary. It's necessary because it'll keep you changing things, keep you growing, keep you learning. So be willing to listen to your sponsor, listen to your upline when they try to tell you things that are going to help you just change things up and make things fresh. So yeah, that's another thing. So social media, the one thing that Rebecca Spillman talked about in this UW training, she mentioned about social media, why people are on here. They're on social media, on Facebook, on Instagram, to be social. They want to talk with you. They want to communicate with you. If you're going out there and you're posting graphics all the time, graphic after graphic after graphic, posting your albums, but you're never putting yourself personally out there. You're never personally putting anything like about you, like to make them care about you, or to know, like you're not commenting on their posts when you do an engagement post that's saying, what are you guys doing today? If you're not trying to comment on a few people's comments saying, oh my goodness, that's an amazing picture. Oh, wow, you went to the beach. I love the beach. Oh, you like fishing. I love fishing. Like if you're able to communicate positively with them about things that they care about, and if they know that you care about them, they're going to care about you. You put personal things out there, making it a social experience instead of just a one-way street. You're selling, never talking to them. And them talking to you. So you want it to be a social environment, or else they're going to just like see you. They're going to go to some other group where they enjoy being. So that's another thing you kind of think about, to not be too salesy. There's nothing wrong with sales, but to do it all the time and to never put anything personal into it, that's where you're going to probably have problems. So another thing she talked about was randomly testing your group, randomly testing times that work for your group, posting times. So and the only way to do this is kind of complicated. You kind of have to go back, look at your times, look at your posts, look when people are commenting, when are people liking your posts. You may have a morning group of people and you're trying to sell to them in the evening, and they're like, hello, I'm available in the morning. That's something I've had to adjust. I like selling in the evenings because it's comfortable. It's comfortable for me to sell at night after my kids are asleep because I know that my kids aren't going to like be awake in the camera. I have had to adjust that a little bit. My daughter goes to preschool during the day, and my son naps. And if you hear something in the background, I have a TV on in the background right now. I've been doing lives right around this time, which is not comfortable to me, and it's not super convenient because it's a short period of time that I have between the time that I come back from dropping my kid off from preschool to putting my son down for a nap till the time he wakes up from that nap. So I have that span of time to really use it and try and sell in it. So working the free time that you have, and it won't always be comfortable, but it's a free moment. Using those free moments that you have to, my group is a morning, a lot of them like shopping in the morning. I get a totally different set of people that shop in the morning than that shop at night. So you might have an untapped market in your group that you don't even know about. And the only way to know about those people is to figure out, you kind of have to go and do a little investigating, figure out when people, like when you, and also testing, posting at different times, going live at different times. Go live randomly in the afternoon. Like maybe you've never gone live in the afternoon. Go live in the afternoon. Post an album in the afternoon. Maybe do your album sales in the morning. You have to always constantly try new things. If you're going to ever kind of break through a plateau, it's kind of like how your body gets muscle memory when you're working out. You're working out and you're working out and you're like, why is nothing changing? Because you're doing the same things. Your body's already used to it. Your group is only going to change if you make like specific different changes that is something new. So it's a really good thought. Like just try and think of always trying to switch it up. It's hard and it takes work. This is work. And this business pays like a business. We have to treat it like a business, do our research like a business. Like it's a lot of work. I'm not going to lie. Like I know Natalia and I have spent like tons of time on the phone just talking about this group and how much work it is. Like it's endless work, but I am providing things for my family that I've never been able to do before. I worked a job at CYS for 4 years, and I never made the amount of money that I've made this past year in 6 months. That I made more in 6 months than I made an entire year working at CYS, like a real job. So it's just something to think about. Like, yeah, it's a ton of work, but it pays like real work. And more than real work does. So something to think about. Okay, so moving on to, I'm trying to kind of keep it fast and not ramble too much, so I'm sorry if I'm rambling. Marketing your product. Okay, so one of the biggest things for me, my background is photography. I love photography. I had done photography for about 4 years. Actually, that's one of the reasons me and Natalia got close. I took pictures of her family constantly, which I loved. I love your family. But so I have a little bit of a background in photography. So it's helpful. It's not necessary. I take all of my pictures on an iPhone for my group, and I use my iPad. I don't use into DSLR, but I edit them with my photography stuff in mind, which I'm not going to get into too much because I feel like it's kind of a detailed conversation. But one of the biggest things is make sure you're taking it in a really well-lit space. Right now, I don't have any unnatural light. I think I have kitchen lights, but there's natural light coming in this window. It's great lighting. It's probably the best lighting in my house. If I were to take maybe a lay flat photo, I would want to come to this room if I wanted to take it in natural lighting. Natural lighting is best for photos of you, photos of your products. Natural lighting is great. Bright natural lighting that isn't direct sunlight. You don't want to go out, find a sunny spot, and take pictures in the sun. It's a terrible lighting. It's too harsh. It's not going to give you like really even lighting. And another thing is to keep in mind shadow. You kind of want to stay in the shadow, like in a bright spot, but in a shadowy area. Like part of the reason why this lighting is so good is there's no direct sunlight that can even get in this window. I have a porch out here that just kind of has an overhang. So another thing, I take pictures out in my garage, or out in front of my garage. Sorry, not in my garage. That would be a disaster. I take pictures in front of my white garage. And I do almost all of my pictures for me out in front of the garage for my own personal pictures. when I go out there, I have to wait until the sun is not facing me. I wait until the sun is around my house. So you kind of have to do a little figuring out where the sun is in your house. You can take pictures outside. Outside pictures are great. Just don't take them in the direct sunlight. Find a shadowy area that has a pretty good amount of shadow that's evenly lit, and preferably with white space around you. Part of the reason why I love my garage is I have a cement driveway that's white in front of me, a cement background that's white, a garage door that's white behind me. So it's a lot of white and it's a lot of even light. It's very flattering. So if you're thinking about that, and even if you have to go out of your house, go drive around to find places like that, that's kind of something general to look at. That's really, really basics. But hopefully that helps a little bit. When I'm editing my pictures, there's a really great training, and I might have to find this one. I know Natalia's watched it too. It's an Instagram training by Brooke B. By Brooke B. She is amazing. She has a fantastic Instagram page. But I think it's on Team Unicorn. I'll find you guys the link. I'll post it in the event too. But that's also a great training for editing photos. And I actually took notes from her on how to edit my Instagram photos. Just because I was like, I don't have time to be in Lightroom and Photoshop editing all these pictures all day long. One thing I know about this business, you need to do something, you need to do it fast. Because time is everything. So anyways, so editing your photos. So one thing with just a quick editing overview, I like to up the exposure, couple slider. If you have a slider in your iPhone, I know like every iPhone has this. If you have a slider in your iPhone, let me see if I can get to show you how I edit one picture, just like in general. So I know it's going to be different on iPads, or no, not iPads, sorry, on Androids. But I go to this little, I'm sure if you can see this, I'll go to the little gear. I go to the light. Oh my gosh, my phone is so dirty. Hit this little side button. These are on iPhones only, but you can probably do something very similar on on a Android. And then I bump this exposure up just a tiny bit. You don't want it to bump the exposure so much that it makes it washed out, but just a little bit. And then I like to go to my color cast. I almost always make a slightly cooler tone on my color cast. So I'll go to, that's for certain photos. Most photos, I like a cooler tone. I feel like it's a little bit, it makes the whites look brighter. The whites won't look as yellow. A lot of times when you're taking pictures in natural light, you'll get kind of a yellowy tint to your pictures. So if you're able to edit them a little bit, so you go to this little cast and you just drag it to the left. It's not going to look the same because I think it might be, no, it's not a mirror picture. Anyway, you just drag it this way and it'll make it just a little bit cooler. There's certain pictures, obviously, that you're going to want them warmer, but just kind of use your judgment. But that's going to make a lot of the whites in your pictures brighter. And then, so the next thing I like to do is I add a tiny bit of contrast. So I move the contrast just a tiny bit to the right. You don't want it too contrasty, tiny bit to the right. And I like a matte look on my pictures. To do a matte look, you need to drag the black slider a little bit to the left. So, and that just makes it look a little bit matte. I don't know why I like that. I just personally like it. It's something I do to almost all of my flat lay pictures. So that's a little tiny overview about editing. It's probably not all that helpful, but I hope it helps. But you probably will be able to find something like that even on your Android if you have one. But you guys should all have some form of iPad by now, because I know the new Plus has iPads. So if you're able to do it on your iPad, that might be the best bet. Okay, and then I got that out of the way. That was like a mouthful, and I have no voice. Okay, moving on. Giveaways. Oh, one more thing on the editing photos before I move on. Try to make your picture clean. You don't want your background having, if you notice, my house is falling down around me, but I came to a spot where I have just a very simple background. I don't want you, I'm not going to be in a live video with my kitchen that is kind of a mess right now in the background. You don't want that. Your customers don't want to see that. Even though they don't know it, they like seeing your stuff together. They like seeing it neat and organized. Your life does not have to be organized. My life is not organized. But you know what? My group is semi-organized. I like my group needs to be organized. I like having a schedule during the week. I've gotten better at that. I started doing it in the very beginning. I got away from it. I went back to it because once I learned my customers are looking at that schedule. Proof in the pudding is I had a customer come in yesterday in home. She's like, I did not know you do something every single day of the week. She's like, that's a lot of work. I'm like, yes, it is, but it's awesome. So anyway, so I went back to doing a schedule. But yeah, with the clutter, try your hardest not to take selfies. Selfies are okay. They have their place. If you're doing a selfie, just make sure it's in a neat place. If you're doing it in your bathroom, literally take all that crap that's on your bathroom counter and shove it to the left. Like, just make it to where it's the mirror and you. Like, you don't want to see, or the mirror, you, and the wall. Like, they don't want to see all this, like, hair products in the background or anything. Just as clean and neat as you can make your pictures. That is going to really, really help your group to look professional, you to look professional, and so on. But, okay, so I think that kind of covers pictures. Giveaways. With giveaways, so giveaways are kind of tricky these days. I've been kind of getting away from the add a friend giveaways. I'm getting to the point where I feel the only time I want to add a friend is if it's a really big giveaway, like a big giveaway. When I say big, I say probably $75 or more giveaway. I wouldn't have them adding a friend or anything for a pair of leggings. No. That's going to annoy the crap out of your customers. If you're doing a pair of leggings and you want to help your group immensely, do a giveaway. I did one yesterday. Actually, I might still have to pick the winner. That's besides the point. If you're doing a leggings giveaway, have them comment one word. One-word comments on your giveaways, if at all possible. Yes, you want to know about their life. One of the things I did, I had a really good engagement. I didn't even expect it. Was I did a giveaway, and I told them to tell me one thing that relaxes them in one word. And the crazy thing about it, everybody wants to talk about themselves. None of them did one word. They put one word and then like a whole sentence behind it. It was like, you needed to know the whole reason. But you know what? I learned more about my customers. I learned so much about them by asking that one thing. But giving them the opportunity to only write one word, one thing you guys all know about all of us, we are extremely busy. It doesn't matter who you are. We're all busy. We're always trying to fit in as much as possible into our life. If I'm going to do a giveaway in a LuLaRoe group, I do not want a screenshot that I joined your group and then add 5 friends and then comment, it's the most amazing place to be in the world. Like, don't make your giveaway so complicated that it makes people run for the hills before they ever even try to join it. So if you're doing your giveaway, try to make it as simple as possible for them to enter. You want them literally to engagement is the goal. That's kind of why we do giveaways, to create engagement, to create customer loyalty. All of those things are going to help. Okay. Oh, another thing with giveaways, if you're getting ready to do a big giveaway, like where you do want to add a friend, again, you want it to be simple. You want it to be add a friend, optional. Optional to add a friend. That's how I think I've been doing it. And also, when you're getting ready to make that post, the post is very important that you're going to post. It needs to be eye-catching, bright in color. You want it to be something that people is going to grab their attention. You want it to be clean, not too much junk in the background, kind of like the same rules for the posts. And ask a friend. Ask your sponsor. Before I did my Hunter Boots giveaway that added 1,000 people, I ran that thing by with Natalia. I was like, I'm not about to just throw this thing out here and hope that it survives when I'm about to do a huge giveaway. When you're going to do a big giveaway and it's expensive to you, you want it to be successful. Be willing to listen to your sponsor. If they say, oh my gosh, that's way too many words, Be like, okay, like try and reword it and then send it back to them and say, how does this look? Does this look better? That's going to help, like you getting a second opinion, or send it to a friend. Be like, does this look interesting to you? Would you be interested? Like, or if you're doing teaks flats or something like that, you want it to be a success. And part of the reason why we have sponsors, why we have friends, is to like get their opinions on things. So asking an opinion is going to also help it to be successful. So I think that kind of covers that. We're busy as a sponsor. Okay, I think that kind of covers giveaways. Hopefully that was good for you guys. Okay, sneak peeks. Sneak peeks before album sales. This has been something that is like absolutely crucial to the success of album sales for me, I feel. I was doing like one sneak peek for a while, and that's not enough. It's not enough. People need to be reminded throughout the day. It sucks. I'm not going to lie. You have to like think of 3 different kind of general things that are amazing about this sale you're about to do. And try to make them different and try to make them interesting, and make them kind of cohesive. Like when I'm getting ready to do an album sale, I've been noticing I pick themes for my sneak peeks. I do florals, or I do florals and stripes, or I do paisleys, or I do animal prints, or pick something, all stripes, black and white. Black and white, one of my black and white sneak peeks got like 100 comments, I think. So people love black and white. And the thing is, that's amazing about this, you do not have to have all new stuff to do your sneak peeks. I have been doing my sneak peeks, mixing in my old stuff. Half the time, people do not know what's in your new stuff. Sneak your new stuff. You don't have to be like, this is all new stuff, and lie to them. But just be like, oh my gosh, this album sale has the most amazing black and white stuff. Go through your black and white stuff, find your most amazing black and whites, put them in a side-by-side neat picture, or, little squares or something. Make it look, I like symmetrical. I'm weird, probably slightly type A in that area. I don't know why, but I really like neat things. And I feel like my customers respond to it. But I like to I try to line the necklines up. If I have like shirts all in the same picture, I like to try to line the necklines up side by side to make it really, really neat. Anything to make it like look smooth and clean, like that's going to draw your customers in. Like they like looking at things that make sense, that are automatically easy for them to process. Remember, everybody's busy. They don't have time to try to figure out what is in your sneak peek. If your sneak peek looks like a hot mess and there's like these amazing like animal print over here, and there's like a lion over here, or a stripe over here, and a random big flower over here, they're going to be like, don't care. Like that's in every single sneak peek. If you make it neat and it's all florals and they're all beautiful florals, like they're going to want to come. They're going to want to be like, I got to check out those 6 florals. But anyway, if you can do like 3 of those leading up to your launch or whatever, your sale, that's going to probably really help. So, where was I going with that? Hold on. Themes, yes. Oh yeah, don't afraid to post the old with the new. I think I mentioned that already. But okay, losing my train of thought. Okay, I think that was it for that one. Oh, events. Yes. So with events, I personally, what I've been doing with my events, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Events are tricky little things. Sometimes I get great comments on them. Sometimes I don't. I try to, again, make the picture clean, neat. A lot of times I'll use a word swag for my event, and I'll just do a blank background with a really bold, whatever my event is, live with whatever, with Candice, with leggings. I don't know. But I try to make it like bold, and I have the time on there, and the time and the time zone. Because people will still ask you. That's the thing about people. They ask the time zone, even if it's right there in the picture. But that's where you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. It's 10 Eastern. Be like, don't even comment that it's in the picture. Just be like, pretend that you don't even know that they are totally clueless. That's okay. So, but with for me, what I've been doing with my events is I post it in the morning. If I have a sale in the evening, I post it in the morning, right around 8 or 9 in the morning. Sometimes I remember, sometimes I don't. I'm human. But I try to post it in the morning before my evening sale at night. And then I use those sneak peeks to hype that event reminder. I tell them, you guys, oh my gosh, check out these amazing florals. Don't forget to join the event. I say that every single time, every single post. And I do almost every time. I'll get 2 or 3 people from that sneak peek that'll go and join, and that bumps the event. When they join the event, it bumps the event. So that's another thing I've been doing lately that seems to help. If I have the sale in the morning, I try to do it maybe the afternoon before the morning. That's kind of when I try to post that event for that. So it has a little bit of time, not too much, but not too little. I've been noticing that I feel like people are so busy. When you post that event and they join the event in the morning or the afternoon before, they remember that they joined the event. And then when they get that reminder, it's like, oh yeah, I joined that in the morning. So it's like, it's not too much time for them to forget that your event's going on. So that's just something that I feel like I've seen a boost lately. And look, you guys, I do all kinds of different stuff. I don't know what actually works and what doesn't work. I just know what I'm doing. These are the things that I'm doing now that feel like they're working. So, okay, I think that's it for that one. Okay. Yep, after creating an event, talk about it. Oh my gosh. If I cannot emphasize anything enough, it would be this one. Making it fun. Making it fun, making it fun, making it fun. Again, this goes back to it's very a social place to be. These people want to have fun in your group. I can talk about my team. I follow everyone in Row Nation, but I kind of just check on everybody from time to time. I have all of my groups notifications on, so I'm not all over the place with notifications. So I can talk about the girls that are on my team that I've been seeing what they've been doing to make it fun. I don't know if you guys have seen Val's post for bringing Maxie back. That cracked me up. I about died. She got a ton of comments on it. I'm sure people are going to be excited to go see what her Maxies are. And I don't know if you guys know, but Val moved. And her Maxies are old Maxies. But she's hyping them like they're like $19.99 with Justin Timberlake. You guys, anything with Justin Timberlake. Whoop, whoop. So bringing Maxies back. And she did the whole little song with the little emojis with the heart or the little music note emojis. That's fun. People are going to be excited about that. People can relate to that. Most of the people that are in our group know who Justin Timberlake is. So if you can do things like that are relevant, that are, people know that Justin Timberlake is, he's just in Trolls, for goodness sakes. He's super popular now. So anyway, that was one thing that I thought was super cool. Trivias. You guys do, I know that Natalia's game night, those people come for those kinds of things. They love her game night. They love them. If you guys can make it fun, make it something that's exciting for them to come see, to come experience. There are 75,000 of us out there right now. You have got to do something that's exciting, that's fun, that's going to bring them to your group. So promote it, make it exciting. Try as hard as you can to be original. That is difficult. A lot of times I do take notes from things that Natalia does. I'll always ask her if I'm getting ready to kind of somewhat carbon copy something she's doing. I always ask if you have someone and you're not sure, especially if they're on the team and you love what they're doing, ask them. Just ask them. Be like, oh my gosh, I think that's the most amazing idea. I want to do it. If it makes you uncomfortable, do it. Whatever. We all want each other to succeed. At the end of the day, we are on the same team. We are all in this struggle to get ourselves out there, to make ourselves unique. But if you're able to do it, put your own spin on it. Do something that's like slightly different. Don't do it exactly the same. You know, if you're doing this or that, or if you see something that's doing someone that's doing a battle of the sets, do this or that sets. Like, it's basically the same thing, but it's slightly different for you, so that it makes you unique and you still stand out. Because a lot of us have similar customers in our group. So, and we all want them in everybody's group. We want them in our group. I want them in your group. I want them in my group. Like, but since we've done loops and things like that, we have a lot of the same customers. So you don't want to bore your customers, or them to think you're ripping off someone else. So try to make it as unique as possible to you. Okay. And again, on the Making It Fun, I just saw Paul hop on. Hello, Paul. Paul is Olivia's husband. Olivia just did some amazing Disney-inspired sets with her brand new amazing border Amelias, which those things are fabulous, so fabulous. But she has, I can't tell you, I've seen probably in the TUW, oh gosh, what are they called? I can't think of the name of what they're called. Oh gosh, why am I like, I'm having a brain. The one where we all sell stuff to each other. What are they called? Wholesale groups. I have seen her picture posted like probably 3 different times from different people. That's a good thing. And you know what's awesome? She has her name in there. So even consultants, you know, consultants are some of the best shoppers. Do not be afraid of consultants. We all shop from each other. I know I've shopped from Natalia multiple times. Natalia's shopped from me before. I've shopped my girls before. Do not be intimidated by people that want to know more about your group or think your idea is good. They more than likely will shop your group. One of my best customers right now, she literally shops from me probably 3 times a week. And she's a consultant. I'm not even joking. So do not discredit the consultants. Like, don't ban them from your groups. These are people you want in your group. Like, first of all, we can learn from them. They can learn from us. It's not a bad thing. This is the culture of LuLaRoe, is to support one another. We are all, together we achieve more is the big theme. I totally agree with that. I've seen a YouTube video out there that says, don't buy from other consultants. It's not supporting other consultants, or it's not good to shop at Walmart. It's not the same. It's not even the same. It's great to support each other. Great. I mean, you're supporting another local business. I'm not going to wait for whatever I want to see show up in my box, because we have pretty unique stuff, you guys, and they're still only putting out 5,000 pieces of each style or whatever, and so that's a lot to distribute between 75,000 consultants. More than likely, I'm not going to find that Cassie again in my size. I'm going to buy it if I see it in my a local or another girl's group. I'm going to support them. It's great to support other consultants. End of story. They are not your competition. So, okay, I think that's, okay. One more thing, and I think I sort of covered this in the beginning. Don't be too personal on your sneak peeks, on your posts. Don't be too personal on your kind of more salesy posts. I wouldn't be like, I just dropped my kid off at school. She had a runny nose. Here's your sneak peek. And I know it's not going to be exactly like that, but I've seen things like this before. Keep it focused. Keep it focused to what you're talking about, especially in your sneak peeks. When you're doing personal, be personal. Be excited about your family. If you're going on a beach day and you're wearing a Monroe, by all means, post that cute picture of your family and be like, this is my amazing family. I love them to death. Like, what are you guys doing on your Saturday? Make a post like that. That's totally fine. Try not to mix the two. Keep your sneak peeks with your sneak peeks, your personal with your personal. I just feel like that's kind of a general rule. That's something that I've done and I feel like works really well. So I think that's pretty much it. If there's anything else I forgot. Sorry, I was kind of chatting forever. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, lady. I appreciate it. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Okay.
If there's any questions too, I'm happy to answer questions.
Yes, I'll open it up for questions. I just wanted to touch on a couple of things. I think that Candice brought up some amazing points. I wrote down some notes. She said to us at some point, she said, I contacted my sponsor, and it just happens to be me. And I mean, if you are my direct, you know this about me. I'm not afraid to be the bad guy. If I feel like you need to hear something that you may not want to hear, I will say it to you, because sometimes it takes hearing those hard truths to get shaken up and shake up your business and make it work for you better. So don't be afraid to reach up, reach sideways, so that you can also reach down and help pull people up who may be feeling down. But be ready to hear some hard truths. I think that there's stuff about every single one of our businesses. It doesn't matter, where you are, how long you've been doing this, how many sales you have, how much you order. We all have room for improvement, and we have to be willing to be learn-it-alls. None of us have it all figured out. And I know that some people seem to have it more together than others. It's all smoke and mirrors. I guarantee you. We fake it till we make it.
So true.
That was something, Candice also said. She's like, just don't just pretend like you are excited about this, or just don't even, when you pick your background, pretend like your life is as organized as this background looks right here, even though all around you, chaos is ensuing and the house is falling apart and the dishes are piling in the sink. That's fine. That's not the part of your life that needs to be on display at that moment. Fake it till you make it, and have the same attitude, not only when you go live and about your space and everything, but about believing that you will get there. This is touched on a lot in the book that we're reading right now for book club, Jan Sincero's You Are a Badass. If you behave like you are where you want to be, then you will attract that energy towards you, and getting there will be that much easier. So I thought that was a really good point. Another thing that she said is you have to do what's not comfortable. You guys, that was amazing, amazing advice, Candice. Thank you. And I can't tell you the importance of stepping outside of your comfort zone. It sucks. It's inconvenient. It's painful sometimes. It requires, for me, stepping outside of my comfort zone had to mean bringing in a babysitter 3 times a week to watch my kids so that I could go live when it's not the most convenient. Do I love spending money on a sitter just so I can work to make money? No, it's counterproductive. It's counterintuitive, but it worked. Because now when I'm selling, I am 1,000% focused on that sale. I'm not worried about my kids being unattended. I'm not worried about what they're doing, why they're so quiet, or why they're so noisy. Or, it takes doing what you're not comfortable with. There's that saying that goes, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. So when I go on the chats and when I go on the page and I give you all these ideas and I say, this is, try this, try that, try selling lightning round videos, try doing flat lays, try doing live sales more than once a week, be consistent, make posts, make personal posts, make sneak peek posts. It's because it all adds up. Another thing that Candice said that was great is, I don't know what works. I just know that something is working. It's not one thing, guys. There's not one key to success. There's not a magic ingredient. It is the combination of all these little things that are going to add up to big results. The other day, I posted a picture of my shipping haul to the post office, and some of you were like, oh my gosh, I can't sell that much in a day. I didn't sell all of that in a day in one sale. I do a ton of small sales every single day. I present my product in like 2 to 3 to 4 different ways every day. I'll be doing a shop the wall, a lightning video, a live sale, and I'll have personal appointments going on privately through private messages. And all of those, if I'm only selling 3 to 4 items in each of those, and I did that in 4 different ways, by the end of the day, I have a nice haul to send to the post office. It takes a lot of work and a lot of effort and consistency. All right. And it all adds up to the big results. We may not know what the one key is, but it's the combination of all of it. So keep trying, keep putting the effort out there, and it will add up. Another thing that we said was the attention to detail. When Candice mentioned, she's like, I'm a neat freak. I need to see all those necklines in the same position and stuff. It's not being a neat freak. The attention to detail, your group notices and they appreciate it. One of the things that I hear the most is, I love watching your sales because it's organized. People don't want to be all over the place. They are busy. They want to come in. They want to get what they get. They want to get out. So make it easy for them. Have your description, have your pinned post, let it cover, where your registration link is. And if you have not switched to New Bless yet and you are still charging tax based on your location versus their location, let them know why. Let them know what your next steps are going to be and when they can expect to see changes from you, and just make it easy for them to shop from you. Because if I go to your sale and I don't know where your link is, and your thing is all over the place, and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know where did the skirt go? Where did and this is just it the whole time. And of course we all get like, every now and then I'm like, where did I put that number? And it happens, it's life, but you have to have some sort of, basic organization going on. People have chaotic lives. They don't need our chaos too. The event closer to the sale, that is genius. I had never thought about that. I always created my event like days prior. And then of course they forget by the time of the sale, so creating it that same day, or just maybe 12 hours before, or no more than 24 hours before. I love that tip and I'll be using it. So totally gonna take a page off the book of Candice right there for that one. So thank you. I loved it. I thought it was very informative. I think it's very, very helpful. A lot of stuff that we all needed to hear. So if anybody has any questions for Miss Candice, please feel free to shout it out. You can unmute yourself or you can write it on the chat.
Actually with a customer in person, so I took a ton of notes from both you guys.
Oh, awesome. Thanks for being here. That's like that. See, that shows so much commitment. Like we really, really appreciate that. So it's going to definitely set you on the right path to success. And you guys have already been killing it. So I'm super excited for you. Hey. All right. Anyone? All right. I will let Candice go. We've taken up her nap time. So thank you so much.
Stopping in. It's been like nice to chat with all of you, and like it's nice to see everyone in the gallery view.
Yes, and I appreciate you being here, even though like you can barely talk and sick. Thank you so much. I know it's going around. I have it too. It is what it is. We fake it till we make it.
That's why I had Kimber selling yesterday. It just so happened, and it worked out really well. She's a pro, man.
Oh, people eat those kids up. It's unbelievable. All right, you guys, if you missed any part of it, or if you have any downline that is not here that wants to see it later, I will convert the video and post it probably evening time, my time. You will have it by the time that you wake up in the morning. Hubs comes home today, so I'm all over the place. But yeah, it will be up on the team page. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks, Candice. Have a good day, guys. Happy weekend.
You too.
Bye.